You have my full support. Sorry, Shekhar Kapoor wanted to come in, but first question goes to Shazia, who is, Shazia, the Aam Aadmi Party jumps into the bandwagon a week after the girl was gang raped in Delhi. So, as a budding political party...
No, that's not true.
No, 1 minute. 1 minute, please.
That's not true.
You have a... 1 minute, Shazia. Shazia.
The Aam Aadmi Party topi.
Really?
We didn't want to politicize it. But
really?
Yes,
oh, really?
Every day. That's true.
That's true.
I've been going to the hospital quietly and many of us...
He's there with his topi today. Aam Aadmi. That Kejriwal. And she's saying they don't want to politicize it.
You say you don't want to politicize this. Why did you...
Oh, God. They are the same.
Hospital jumped under the bandwagon. I find it objectionable. Whichever lady is laughing right now, I don't know who.
My name is Pinky Virani and I am laughing very loudly.
It is
very loudly.
It is. You very,
oh God!
I can only call you extremely petty.
1 minute
back, but you're most welcome.
Let her complete.
It says more about you than me.
One second. Shazia has come in late into the discussion. She has every right to complete her point. I have every right to ask my question. My question was, what took you so long? What took you so long? The whole country is picking it up. The entire media is picking up. You are picking it up as a political party. Why didn't Arvind Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party go as the Aam Aadmi? No, without the branding of the Aam Aadmi Party.
About it, our protesters have been everywhere.
No, why do you?
Protesters have been everywhere.
Really? Why do you have
going to the hospitals? We've been talking about.
Okay.
We today because we had Aam Aurat speak out. We had so many women today at the event that we did, talking about the problems, and let me make a bigger point. And it's not about Smriti Irani and not about Aam Aadmi Party. It is not about scoring political brownie points here. It's a very grave and a serious issue. Please don't politicize everything. There's so many women who spoke out and there are many women who could not speak, and all of them told me in a corner, somehow they came out and they told me how many of them were survivors of rapes. I call them survivors and not victims. And all of them came out and told me, and many of them have faced sexual assault, and all of them narrated incidents as to how the police stations, how the SHOs have been treating them every time they go with a complaint. There were mothers there whose daughters have disappeared for the last 1 or 2 years.
Why not
and
the
there has
public
been no
outrage at
recall.
Mahipalpur? Why
So those are the issues I want to talk
the location
about,
itself
not about Aam Aadmi Party or Smriti Irani. And Smriti, you find it very funny. You want to score points, but I feel I was very offended, really, when Mr. Sanjay Nirupam made those derogatory comments that he did. And I would express solidarity with you.
No, that's not the subject here.
Against the sexist remark made by Sanjay Nirupam.
Yeah.
Purely on the issue and not because of politics. You must get that. Not everything is about party and politics.
One second. Shekhar Kapoor wanted to come in here. You see,
Arnab, can I say something here?
Aditi, yes, please.
I'll just take the debate a few steps back. You asked Smriti, why wasn't the bill followed up with some immediacy? Why does the nation wait for something like this to happen and then everybody comes out on the streets and then there are long speeches made of the parliament? That's because nobody in the parliament is united over this issue. I mean, pardon me if I'm offending anybody over here, but just the fact that only women parliamentarians were protesting outside the parliament. They were standing there with shouting slogans, with banners, trying to, say that Nari ka ye apman nahi sahega Hindustan. It was a cold Delhi winter morning. I could see very few male parliamentarians over there. So that's the reason I think, because rape is still considered a women's issue. It's a sexual crime issue.
Yes, it's a woman's problem.
I'm amazed that there are young boys on the streets. It's a woman's problem. That's why this problem is not being addressed at the parliament. We don't figure in their list of priorities. There are young men, there are elderly men out on the streets today, but those people that we have elected and sent to the parliament, they don't feel for this issue, and that's why we have only women parliamentarians standing up now and then to make some noise over it. Otherwise,
absolutely,
it's a case
absolutely.
Nobody wants to talk about
when politicians want to get together and pass FDI, when they want to pass the appropriations bill, they will do it in 3 settings. When they want to pass financial bills, which might interests certain groups, they will pass it within hours, they will meet in the lobby, they will meet in Central Hall, they will meet at the India International Center, they will get the job done. But Shekhar Kapoor, this same government, the same parliament is sitting on a rape law amendment since 2006. And let nobody say don't politicize it. The politicians are sitting on the rape amendment since 2006. So obviously we'll politicize it. They are the policy makers of this country. Shekhar Kapoor, do you second what Aditi said there from Kolkata?
I'd like to say this. I think that, you know, all the statistics you have given on are available if you go 10 minutes on the internet. So any politicians, and I'm sorry to say this, Priti, that a lack of knowledge of who actually each party is putting forward and who sits in our political systems, we've known that all along. So you can't claim a lack of knowledge. Oh my God, I'm shocked by these statistics. Oh. They're available everywhere. 31%.
I'm not claiming lack of knowledge.
31%. No, can I complete? Can I complete?
Complete.
31% of our electoral college in India is facing criminal charges at this moment. How can we claim lack of knowledge? Now, coming back to this issue of women, there is a fundamental feudal attitude towards women that is accentuated by our society, which is reflected by our parliament. Now, we can say that a society attitude is reflected by the police and a societal attitude is reflected in the parliament, but the fact is our parliament and police are the people who should reflect it back and change it. And if our parliament and our police go on reflecting those attitudes and reinforcing those attitudes by the very act of putting people like that in parliament, then what do we expect society to say? There is got to be some serious rethinking of what we are doing in our political system and how that can reflect back to the people on the street and in our police system.
Completely right, Smith.
And you know, the other thing, Arnav, is I heard somebody else say, why is it that every time something is wrong and we ask a political party to come up and say, why is that wrong? Their reflection is, but the other party does it worse.
Exactly.
It's become like, I am bad, but you are worse.
Sudhindra Badoria said that.
I've got to fix this.
Sudhindra Badoria said that.
He said,
Sudhindra Badoria of the BSP said that.
He didn't defend, yes. Yes, I agree. He said that.
You have taken my name. Can I come?
No, I've taken your name only because you said that.
No. What I said was, while agreeing with the anger and the anguish of the debate which is taking place, let me say this, because you wanted to brush everybody, those people who have been, sometimes there is an FIR or some case has been registered against me, there was an act, there was a case registered against. I am coming to you because a case was registered against me of blowing up a bridge. I was put into jail for 19 long months.
Give me.
I'm not a criminal.
Don't say this. I have heard this every time from all politicians. So politicians have a standard excuse. I'm not talking about you. I have great respect for you. But I must say, Sudhindra Badoria ji, please.
Part in the political process.
Politicians should stop painting themselves the victim every time. You ask a question to a politician, why are you politician bashing? You ask a politician about crime, why are you targeting me? Politicians should not have a grave sense of persecution. Because you are a politician, you want to rule. Please. All the figures I've given you are correct.
We are raising the voices of the most marginalized.
Yes, and
therefore to say that if a case is registered, so they should be prevented. Yes, a case was registered, so you prevent me from taking part in the political process.
The most marginalized just now is that poor girl in that hospital.
Absolutely.
At this precise moment in all of India, there are terrible rapes happening. Right. But what we know of just now as the most marginalized is that poor girl. So, Mr. Badoria, what are you planning on doing about this new law, about amending the law, and also about adding capital punishment to it for gang rapes? What are you planning on doing? Please tell us that, so that we find some space to understand that you
will you do anything? Yes, will you do anything? Simple question. You know, crying and weeping and feeling.
Since you work for the most marginalized.
That's all right.
Can you please
What
tell us?
will you
what?
do?
Yeah.
With the spirit
Because
in
really
which-
we
Okay.
need to do
while
something.
agreeing
This
with
is such
the
a
spirit in
serious
which
issue.
I wish
That is
the government
Why can't there
calls
be a special
an
session of the
immediate
parliament?
session. I think the government should, and the major opposition party should also make a plea. Immediate session should be convened.
1 minute,
and
1 minute.
Serious issues which are pending before the country and the nation.
Okay, so no, 1 minute. I want on record comments.
Case of rape.
I want on record
or
comments.
The aspirations of the Dalits and the
Yeah. But I am going to focus this. So the Bahujan Samaj Party is officially on national television asking immediately for a 10-day or a 15-day urgent emergency parliament session.
See, Behan
1 minute.
Let me say this.
Don't pass the buck now to Mayawati.
She has already said this
Let it
in her
get
press
vetted.
conference
Let it
today.
get vetted by.
Behan Mayawati ji has
Mayawati
already
ji.
said this in her press today
Yeah.
in the electronic media that
Yeah.
a session should be convened.